welcome back everyone. Ellington here, and we are back on Total War Rome 2, and we've got ourselves a 3 versus 3. And this is the settlement of Athens. I was going to say Alexandria. This is Athens. It's another A word. They kind of count, right? As you can see, we've got a little bit of an ambush going on by the blue. I bet you could guess that it's probably an Iceni ambush. And they are taking on some units between, we've got some Aravaki units and we've got some Epirus units here. Let's go ahead and get out of the POV thing. So it's just one unit of ambushers. He was trying to get at the Balearic Slingers here. He actually ended up getting a Javi toss into one of the units. See how they're 115 out of 120. They were sitting right over here. And that's what that Javi, when he came running forward, he threw a Javi over there. But unfortunately getting swarmed by a ton of units here. I don't know if they were prepped for it, but they definitely saw it very quickly. So, like I said, we are on the settlement of Athens, not Alexandria, Athens. And let's go ahead and look at some players and some, factions here. We've got our Verni for the defenders being commanded by Dan Bez. We've got Lusitani on the battlefield being commanded by Saladin. And finally, obviously, Iceni being commanded by Kelly Sawada. Now for the attackers, we've got Eravaki. So we've got the Iberian boys back on the playing field here, one on attack, one on defense. Our Aravaki being commanded by Wilkie. We also have Swaby being commanded by Exto. And finally, of course, Epirus being commanded by Jalel Benfidel, I think is how you say it. And obviously, Epirus is the one who sent in the replay. Usually you could tell by the little yellow border on their flag. It means that the replay where you get is from me, technically was from their perspective. So, technically it could be for, somebody else's, if, let's say, somebody sent their replay to Jalel, and then he sent that same thing to me, obviously it would be the other player's, perspective. But anyways, so Scutari here coming in from Ervaki. I believe this is on Ultra Funds, if I remember correctly. Got some artillery hitting in the back here. Looks like we've got the Gallic Hunters here from our Verni are in this general area, because the artillery is getting some kills there. Where is it? The Epirus, 13 kills so far. And that's the first volley I've seen him shoot, but he could have shot more than that. I'm not sure. Shoot, shot, shit, shite, shot, chat. I don't know. You can see we got some Osworn here from Arverni, but Iceni seems to be taking the breadth of this defense over here, while Arverni seems to be over on the left. I assume they have somebody watching over here. I mean, I hope they got somebody over there. Maybe Lusitani's technically over there. Lusitani got Balearic Slingers. Lusitani is a really good faction when they are able to get into combat. So a lot of times they can be a little bit better in late game after a lot of the ammunition is gone from the archers and slingers and javelins and such, right? A lot of times Lusitani has a little better time actually getting into combat and getting, good value. Sorry for the pause there. I was just grabbing a drink. Celtic Warriors are wavering, but they're also falling back. And that's the attacker's gate now. There's no stopping them at this point. So Celtic Warriors going to take the next defense. But if you're going to lose the gate, you might as well just fall back more. because the gates... why is it not giving me the gates? I'm pretty sure the gates range is probably to about right there. So typically it means you have to kind of defend behind that point. Otherwise, what's happening is, you're going in defend and you're fighting, right? They're fighting you, but this this gate becomes theirs, right? And now you have two towers, pew 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 pew, shooting you while you're fighting them, right? They're not getting hit, but you are. So it's basically free kills for them. So typically you would want to defend out of the range of that. We do have Arverni's Ballista here. He's got 0 kills. If he were to turn, he's got some pretty good shots available here. Lyrian levies coming in, but they're being defended by his chosen sword band from Iceni. Just a much better unit. It's a different tier of unit, right? Your chosen sword band is going to be your mid tier. Your Lyrian levy is going to be kind of like your upper low tier. Then you got some Woden-ass spears coming in behind. Got a ton of Scutari here from Eravaki. And you got the Cretans here from Epirus getting some pretty solid shots there. But I think that's what's going to force Iceni to fall back out of this spot. Once again, same thing. You got to kind of fall back out of range of this tower here. Starting to see more and more Lusitani units. We've got some Iberian swords, Lusitani swordswomen, Balearic slingers, Lusitani nobles. There's some veteran shield warriors. So over here, we actually do have Arverni. Looks like 3 units of Arverni. I'm assuming 3 units of chosen swords. I can't see this one, but I would bet it is. We got a Levy Freeman. So quite a bit of Arverni over on the right here. So Arverni really spread out. He's got units over here defending against Eravaki, but then he's also defending the gaps over here. And Swaby seems to be relatively committed to, hey, I might actually go through this wall. You can see everything else has shifted to the right. But Swaby is holding on to this, this stance, right? It could be a bluff of, oh, you don't know, I might go there, oh, no. And then he just walks over here. Or he could actually be waiting to go in over there. That's the hard part for the defenders. They just don't know the answer to that question. So as long as Swaby is lined up over against that breach and that wall stretch, they have to guard it and watch it. They have to keep units over there to, counter this. If they knew that nothing was going there, they could put a couple units just to kind of guard the gaps, but they don't know that. I heard another volley from the artillery, but I'm not sure what it went for. He's got 83 kills, which is pretty good. Looks like he has probably been taking some shots back here. Yep, there he goes. Right all the back here into the Oathsworn, the Veteran Shield Warriors. Some good targets. I think it's the only arty they've got, right? I don't see any others. They also have an Aspis Companion. I like Aspis Companions. Especially, their Javi capability I think is pretty good. But you don't see them very often. Usually people go with the shock cav rather than the melee cav, which Aspis Companions are a melee cav. Means that they're a little bit better in prolonged melee, but they don't have as good of a charge bonus. A lot of people really like that high impact charge bonus. Swaby is advancing towards the breaches, by the way. Swaby also assisting Epirus here in the kind of alleyway right here. Iceni actually getting some really good jabby tosses there. 25 kills on the Chosen Sword Band. These other two units getting a little beat up. Got 35 men, 62 men. But look at that, 184 kills and a chevron. 64, and he's almost got a chevron. Okay, Swaby is coming in. You got Club Levy, got Night Hunters. And here we go. Here's one of the big guns. We got one of the Sword Masters coming in. So remember, like I said, this is Ultra Funds. So a Swaby on Ultra Funds is actually a little scary because it's a lot of Sword Masters. I think that's at least 6 Sword Masters there, and they probably could have brought more if they had changed their army a little bit. They brought a couple Berserkers. I'm not personally a big fan of Berserkers. They're a hit or miss unit, right? Like, you don't... They may do awesome for you, they may not, you know. It's one of those units that you really need them to go out of control, and when they do, they do really, really well. You know, because they don't break, they just keep fighting, and so they get a pretty good amount of kills off of it. But if they don't ever go out of control, and if your enemy is smart and shoots them, they just don't, you know, get a whole lot of kills. And also, they're also only 80 men instead of 160. So that's the other downside. Got Gallic Hunters already in combat. That's interesting. They honestly probably need another infantry unit here. Gallic Hunter has 129 kills. That's pretty solid. Cretan Archers have moved in. You can see back in the back there from Epirus. That's a problem. Noble Fighters broke right through the middle, and they're sneaking right around. So you got Veteran Shield Warrior coming in one, and then Lusitani Swordsman trying to turn around and hit him in the back. But the problem is once again, Gallic Hunter is not enough to cover this flank. They really need something over here. You can see more Lusitani. Don't do this, guys. This is just not a good idea. Look at this. They're trying to move units forward to help out, but the problem is their units are 10 miles away, right? Don't hold your stuff at the point. It's just not a good idea. You know, find other places. They could have put units here. They could have put units back here. They could have even put units kind of in the center in this general area. Those are all better options to redeploy where you need them than all the way back here. So now they're rushing to get something up here, but look at this. Scutari breaking through. Gallic Hunters are just standing here. Balearic trying to run away. You got Noble Fighters, you know, in here while they're basically being double teamed just to hold them back by Veteran Shield Warriors. You know, it's just all in all, like, you need the units here and you don't have them here. That's why I always tell people, like, don't leave your stuff at the point. If you were to leave a unit, if you're, like, that scared of, like, a back cap or something, then you want to leave a unit or whatever to protect it or whatever, fine. But leaving 6, 7, 8 units back at the point, it's just not a good idea. Would you rather, you know, it's a lot easier to say, okay, I need to fall back and just leave, than it is to say, oh shit, I need stuff up there. Run, 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 run. You know what I mean? Then when your stuff gets there, it's exhausted. It's just, yeah, it's fine. You can see the attack command was still on the Chosen Sword Band, so that Club Levy tried to rush through to get it, or Round Shield Swordsman. Sword Masters are doing a pretty good job against Chosen Swords. They do have another Chosen Sword. It's a little beat up, but here's some Oathsworn. So they could do something about that. I'm surprised they haven't sent anything to assist. Levy Freeman isn't stopping a Sword Master. You'd see they're also guarding the pathway to the other side, which is probably a good idea. They're holding this pretty well, but this is just a big oof. This is not a good-looking thing. They do have a lot of reinforcements coming in. That's good. You can see we got Lusitani Nobles. We got 2 units of Oathsworn. Another Lusitani Noble in the center, 128 kills. They definitely need more here. Here's some veteran shield warriors. Now, what might happen here is Balearic Slingers might take advantage of this. You can see they do have the Balearic Slingers from Lusitani trying to counter that. 158 kills, 2 chevrons, 38, 61, 50. This one just getting focused on. Gallic Hunters have repositioned, and now they're getting back to shooting. So they're cleaning things up. They're kind of solidifying a little bit. You can see they have moved a lot of their stuff back forward, which is good. Over here, I'm a little surprised that that Swaby isn't committing more. You can see he is now. Over here, they've kind of... Oathsworn's going to win this matchup. Even if this was a full unit, they would win that matchup. But the Swaby probably has more Sword Masters than Arverni has Oathsworn. So, okay, one Balearic broken. They're wavering on another one. Okay, that one's broken. Get another one here. This is really good if they get this. Broken. Okay, he's not anymore. He's not shaken. Sorry, I had to sneeze. He's steady now, so that one's staying around. Now, the downside is you have the Cretans over here that what they need to do, which is what they're exactly doing right now, they moved their Balearics over to now focus on the Cretans to once again try and push them away. What does that allow him to do? Now Lusitani, the I don't like pokey sticks, they can now fully commit here because most of the range stuff has now been pushed back out of range. So now they can just go in and let their really, really, really good infantry just do their work. Swaby is basically taking the middle here. I don't know how much he's really going to commit here. You know, he's got the other Swordmaster, but I don't know if he's really going to try and push that. You know, I don't think he needs to. I think that he could probably focus his efforts here and here instead. You know, those Oathsworn are way over there, and honestly, they're kind of out of position. So, you know, why not just, you know, let him sit there? See, he's bringing his Swordmasters, a couple of them over this way. He did engage, which I think that's fine. He's got another one here, just kind of watching that right. All right, so the Balearics for Aravaki did come back. Well, a couple of them did at least. Now, for Epirus, we've got like 3 units of Royal Peltis here, which is going to be fun to get through for the defenders here. What I wouldn't be surprised is if we get Lusitani shift those Balearics back over here to ensure that these guys stay away. Although they are also set up in a position that the Balearics may not have the best shot on them. So I think as Lusitani, what you do is you kind of reform where you'd been, right? Kind of a little bit back here, out of range of those Cretan archers, and then make the Royal Peltis come to you. So we had one Royal Peltis charge over to the right here. We've got a pretty weak Lusitani Noble, 143 kills. We do have a, you know, about half, a little over half strength Oathsworn coming to help out. Whoops, sorry about that. Bump the mic. Okay, the Cretans have moved back up. So where are the Balearics? Got one over here, but he's probably out of ammo. 280 kills and he's still shooting with 3 chevrons. Holy shnikes. I think this is a smart idea. On the right here, I seen he's just kind of pulled back a little bit. which I think that's fine. Like, you don't need to engage, Swaby at the moment. I think, making Swaby have to kind of walk to you, I think is fine. Ooh, this is going to be good. You got your Lusitani Noble fighting the Royal Peltis up front, and then Veteran Shield Warrior charging in from behind. Still, like, why aren't... So his Balearics are shooting over here. They're shooting the Swordmasters, so I guess that's fine. I think I'd rather have them over here to get rid of these guys, although I guess they do have some Gallics that are still shooting. But the Cretans can beat the Gallics, so I think I'd prefer having the Balearics over here to get rid of these. So that once again, then Lusitani can no fear commit here. Lusitani in straight up combat, their mid-tier units are better than most other mid-tier units in the game. In just straight up melee combat. But that means keeping away the influencers, aka Cretan archers and stuff like that. Got the Aspis companions still chilling there. They still have 2 other Royal Peltis. One of them, or I think 2 of them are already in combat. 107 kills, 91 kills. Ooh, all the Javies on the Lusitani Nobles. Lusitani Nobles just going into combat. Veteran Shield Warrior, 2 chevrons and 163 kills. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Here we go. Look at all the Chosen Swordsmen coming out of nowhere for our Verni here. And they're charging in on some of these weak Swordmasters. Or no, there's the Berserkers! Oh. My dumbass thought they were the, just really beat up Swordmasters there for a minute. And, in the back of my mind, my brain was even saying, man, those guys really got beat up. You got Headhunt and Frenzy, but you use your Frenzy too late here. Your Frenzy helps with charge damage. So you want to hit that Frenzy while your Berserker is charging into combat, not in the midst of combat. Makes sense? So Headhunt, is fine when you used it, but you would have wanted to use the Frenzy as you charged in. Great charge by the Noble Rider. I mean, he didn't get a ton of kills, but he does affect that morale quite a bit. Look at that, they're wavering. Berserkers also have a fear effect, so... So there's one unit trying to run away. Just getting some screenshots there. Yeah, so there with the Swaby, you got kind of that double whammy, right? You got the being charged from the back hurts the morale bonus. Fighting Berserkers, they have a morale affecting ability. Not ability, it's just they have a fear effect. So units in range of them are automatically at a morale penalty. So what would have been even better would be, say, the Swaby general had the warrior general, and then you use the morale effect on them. Then once again, it's just sometimes that thing can break, just multiple units. Boom, bang, done. Bounce power is really pretty in favor of the defenders at the moment. The Royal Peltis here should do pretty good. But man, Lusitani is hard to beat just in a straight up fight. Especially if your archers have been neutered. The Lusitani Noble General is pretty weak. His general is dead. And that does affect Lusitani pretty well. They don't have... I don't think any of their stuff has... oh God, what is my brain just blanked? My brain's trying to say encouraged, but that's not it. It's disciplined. You know, a lot of the Hellenic factions have discipline. So, like, your Royal Peltis has discipline. But your things like Lusitani don't. Iceni's not going to have that. Arverni's not going to have that. So, it basically just turns into, you know, when generals die for a lot of the barbarian factions or things like that, it could be very, very, very effective. The Aspis Companion General is through, and he is working his way around. Make my way downtown, walking fast. No? Nobody? So I'm kind of surprised that so they have a cab gen. So I'm a little surprised that Swaby's gen is not going to try and match them. That's what I would be doing. I would at least have that going to maybe cut them off or try to, you know, zone them out or something. Royal Peltis going back in. 140 kills, 2 chevrons, 125. General's only 49. And then you got a couple weak ones here. 202 and 143. Lusitani is also running low on troops. Here you go. Swaby is now committed to the right. So now Iceni is basically booked. They are in this fight pretty much entirely. They got a couple units that they're probably going to need to move around here, though. Aspis Companion going to hit the Britain Slingers. Where's the Swaby gen?
Understood.
Like, the Swaby gen should definitely be, you know, at least making these Aspis Companions think about where they're going or what they're doing.
Yes,
It's going to charge into the Chosen Sword Band. Little jabby toss. Pretty good charge. I would keep moving. There you go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get a little breakage over here. Royal Peltis is about to be done. This one's about to be, I think, yeah, so this is about to be over here. But Swaby has got a strong push going. Balearic Slingers, 293 kills with 3 chevrons. Why was I saying, oh, I'm so stupid. God, and I'm dumb. You know why Swaby's general wasn't going to match the Aspis Companions? Because they're allies. And I'm sure that some of you guys realized that before I said this, and I'm dumb, and I apologize. I just mixed them up. For some reason, my brain was thinking that the Swaby was the defender. I'm just dumb. Heroic Noble all the way back here, 140 men. Swordmaster, 110 kills. Berserkers, 235. That's really solid. The other Berserkers in here, 127. That's not bad. It's okay. They're also getting a little low on troops. Defenders are having a lot of problems with this Aspis Companion. 373 kills with 3 chevrons. A lot of that has been ranged. It's been a lot of Balearic Slingers, which, I mean, is good. But, like, that really big unit of Balearic Slingers, I mean, he was completely, totally out of ammo. But if this Aspis Companion continued doing what he's doing, he might be able to influence that balance of power to slant back towards their favor a little bit. It does seem like it is going back to their favor. It's still in the defenders. It's still pretty, you know, you could see it there, but it definitely is better than it was even a couple minutes ago. Chosen Sword Band is about to break. I just don't know that it's enough for the defenders. Got the Chosen Sword Band, 131 kills. The Noble Fighter, really, only 133. It's not the greatest amount for the for an Aravaki Noble Fighter. The Iceni General doing pretty good, 122 kills with 2 chevrons. This is pretty much done over here. I hate to say, I do think that is no. Look at that.
Your orders?
Look at that. Yeah. So the attackers, they pulled it back, man. It was substantially in favor of the defenders. This Aspis companion was clutch. Very, very clutch. 503 kills. Getting back in here, hitting the backs of a lot of these units. Really turned the tide here. So you got the Sword Masters. They're just cleaning up at this point, let's be honest. A good game, because like that is quite the swing for just a couple minutes to just really, flip that balance of power. Is very good, very, admirable. Just a really good play. That's the thing about a map like Athens, is it's so open inside that if you can get a cav unit inside of Athens, it's actually a very cav-friendly settlement. Settlement. It's really, really good for cavalry, because look how open it is. Look how much room there is to maneuver. And what that means, it's harder and harder for the defenders to plug the gap or stop the unit, and that cav could just go wild. All right, starting now with Wilkie as Ervaki, 2,387 kills. All in all, just across the board doing pretty solid. Noble Fighters, 307. The rest, I'm going to be honest with you, I expect a little bit better out of Noble Fighters. Scutari, not too bad. 186, 175, 181. It's pretty solid. Xtow, or XTOW, as Swaby with 2,746 kills. Sword Masters. I mean, it's a ton of Sword Masters. His Berserkers did pretty good. Archers did pretty good. Just all in all, pretty good. Jalel Bin Fidel, the person who sent in the game, with Epirus, 2,820 kills. That is the leader of the game. Just across the board, just pretty good. All of his Royal Peltas did a solid. 3 chevrons, 224. And then look at the Aspis companions. 550 kills, 3 chevrons, 122 on the Artie is pretty good. And then for the defenders, we got Saladin as Lusitani, 2,542. Look at the Balearics. 3 chevrons, 3 chevrons. Excellent. Some of the veteran shield warriors struggled. Definitely would have wanted to see better out of like some of these guys. The Lusitani nobles, they did fine. Once again, probably would have hoped to see a little bit better, but not bad. All in all, pretty solid. Dan Bez as Arverni with 1970. Just a tough game. But some of his units did pretty good. 165 with 2 chevrons is pretty good. Kelly Sawada as Iceni with 2,692 kills. All in all, pretty solid. 259 with 3 chevrons on the Heroic Nobles. 264 on a Britain Slinger. That's pretty good, man. And then, the Chosen Sword Band did pretty good. But that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys next time.